Hey tubers, me again. Yeah, it's been a minute. It's St. Patrick's Day, 2025. Hey, I don't normally do mowers and stuff, but this one here came in. It's obviously been worked on by the owner, or maybe this guy just picked it up at a yard sale. But there's a lot of little improvements that have been in quotation marks, improvements that have been done on this thing. So we're going to go through them all. I actually got the tripod set up because we'll take a few minutes and go through it. Everything that I found wrong on this, I will give you the heads up that part of the problem is going to be this. There's the part number for the blade governor. That's what it looks like. I'm going to show you what happened here. So, you got this. If you guys know what that is this. But there's a little pin that goes through. See it? Where it comes out right there. I'll turn the light on. Right there. It's just taking you to knock that out. And the reason is when I'm working on these things, we'll go like this, pull the blade brake back, and then that just holds. Whoops. This just takes it, holds it while I'm working on the machine. So it takes the brake off down from underneath of there. I've removed some of the bolts and stuff before you get you up on the tripod. Oh, first off is that this thing came with a little beauty cover, which is supposed to be on there like that. And you'll notice, oops, that when this is sitting on here, see how this is all the way over here? It really should be over this way a little bit. But what they did is that used to have rivets down in here that would hold it in place, and it was turned over that way. They put bolts through there, so now the beauty cover, it hits where the cover wants to go back down underneath of there. It hits. So that's pretty much useless now, unless we take and put rivets in there. I don't know if I've got them. So anyways, we're gonna pull this off. Set that down so I can kick that. Here's the governor right here. I'm hoping that this is going to be, yeah, that looks like the same one. But you see, it's broke off right here. When the machine first came in, obviously because I had to order this was upside down. The governor was upside down, and when he tried to put the cover on, he broke that governor. So luckily, springs are all there, still there. The linkage is still there. So we're going to hook all that stuff back up. The owner said that he had put this new carburetor on. I asked him if he made sure that he checked the pump and the gas. He's like, I don't know. So basically, we're going to go through the motions and assume that that was done correctly. Fix the governor, and I did check the oil. It's super bad, but it does have oil in it for us to take and try to run it. Yuck. Black. Alright, and I guess while we're here, we should probably take a look underneath of it, because when it did show up, hold on, this back piece was wired. It was wired in the up position. Well, it's either a mulcher or a bagger. You put the bag on it, you can catch the clippings. If you don't have that on there, the blades on the little wings on the blade will take and dance the grass in there, cuts it up into little pieces, and then puts that back down into your grass. So let's take and this is what I use. It's just a clamp. Go like this, and do this one-handed, push it down, catch it underneath the handle, like that. So now I can look up underneath. Its spark plug wire is disconnected, and if you can see right off the bat that this blade, this is the rotation. Okay, it's going that way. He's got it set. It's upside down and backwards. You've heard me say it before if you've followed along with the channel, that these wings, which are now facing down, belong up. So the blade is on, yeah, it's still super sharp, but it's on upside down. So we got to take and pull that, flip that back up. And yeah, there's a little bit of work to be done. Probably the biggest thing on this thing is going to be the oil change. Everything else looks fairly straightforward. And that was just a silly mistake, I guess. So, all right, I'm going to set you up on the tripod, and let's just start knocking this stuff out. Okay, so we're gonna take the blade off, and I'm pretty sure it's 5/8. Been a while since I've had to do one of these. It is a 5/8. We're just gonna go like this. Go like that. That piece is built into the holder down here, so I don't have to worry about that. It'll line itself up. Let me get it started. Hold it where it goes. Excuse me. Okay, there's one problem solved. Alright guys, let's take care of the governor. I'll show you, get you up here close. And we're gonna set the air gap on this thing at the same time. So your regular bit driver, right in the picture, your regular bit driver, that's already like a quarter. It fits this right here for this governor. It's also the securing bolt. It's a shoulder bolt that secures the ignition coil down there. There's that. Dying over here. Just going to put them side by side. See if they're pretty much the same. They look the same. Close enough. It's not rocket science. Put that shoulder bolt in there like that. Well, I'm going to screw it all the way down and make sure that this thing still has free play. And I'm going to set the air gap to 10 thousandths. Okay, so that's tight. We still have the movement, so we're good. I'm going to try to adjust you just a little bit, you guys. Okay, so that's good. We still got to take and put in that linkage, but We're going to crack this one loose. I'm going to crack this one loose. Magnets are just to the other side. And then any old business card will work. This just happens to be a better one. Okay, so I've loosened that. I'm pulling the coil out, loosen up a little bit more. Put the business card in between the flywheel and the ignition coil. Turn it to where the magnet is right behind it. Push it forward, listen for the click. I should probably hook up that linkage, right? While I'm right here. Let's do that. Got this kind of a little bit tangled. No, it's going to want to go one right here. I think he might have bent that, but so now we're on the throttle. You see when I move this, it moves that. Okay. Tighten up this one for 10 thousandths. Tighten up this side for 10 thousandths. Spin the blade. Take your card out. So now we just set the timing. We hooked up the gas. I wonder if it's got fuel in it. Got a little bit, but I don't know how old it is. It is not picking up a prime, so that's kind of a bummer. Let's put the cover back on it. Put a little bit of gas in it. See if that'll pick up a prime. If not, we're gonna have to take and pull this stuff apart. But at least get it to cough so we know that it's gonna be a runner. Be right back. Okay, so we did not get lucky. This is, turn the light on. That's the old gasket that was in there. This is the new carburetor. That spring looks a little hokey. I don't know about that. It was missing the clip and the O-ring that go in there. There's the O-ring. There's the clip. I probably need two hands to put that in. Nope, you got it. That holds that in. So when the carburetor is back on, this right here is the intake manifold. And so that has to have a good seal on it, which it did not. So we got that. We're just going to take and pop up some of my phone. We're just going to take and get rid of this one. Clean out that little bit of garbage under there. Should probably check the tank since we got it off. Make sure there's no rust or anything. It doesn't look bad, but the gas is pretty yellow. I'll dump that out. So yeah, I'm just going to clean that out. Here's the new gasket, side by side with the old one. You can see they're the same. And we're just going to take and put this back on. Put the carburetor back on, and then see if we can't pick up a prime. We need to get fuel from here over into that tray, which is where it actually pumps from. So we'll be back. Okay, before I put this thing back together, you guys, I just wanna, this is probably the light on? Yeah. This is probably the worst culprit of the whole thing is like this. That's a one-way check valve. right over there, and that's pretty tore up. The plunger part is all the way down. It's just old. That was not replaced when the carburetor was done. So luckily we have these. Pretty easy to tell because these two are together and these two right here are together. So how did they have that? There's the down, so it goes diaphragm first, and then gasket on top. You can see before I put it together, cleaned out all that junk. This little carb spray and a Q-tip and an air gun took care of that. Finagle this in. And we got 5 screws to put back in. I don't think you need to watch all of that. It'll only go on one way, you guys, so you can't really mess that part up. I'll be able to get these screws back in. We're going to stick it back on the machine. I did wash out the tank at the same time. So I'll be right back. Okay, lights on. We got fresh gas. I did blow that out. Carburetor is now put back together. The primer, if we look down there, we're looking for a little juice, which is what it needed. Why is this thing like that? Is that just a, I don't know, beauty cover? It's just a beauty cover. I know this governor stuff is not correct because normally it would be the spring is like this, it's pulling on it, and this would be, that's full throttle. All these small engines, they start at full throttle, and then the governor pulls, and then the governor will take and pull them back. But that stupid little spring right there, that's got to come out of there, because that's not letting it travel freely. So I'm thinking this needs to be attached over to here, or maybe use that one and get rid of it. So I'm going to do that, just going on the assumption of what I remember decades and decades ago. So I'm going to switch out these springs here, and then we're going to put it back on the ground. We're going to fire it up. And then if it runs okay, then it'll be new spark plug and oil change. So I'm probably going to take and put rivets in there. That's just bugging my OCD. Okay, so there's a small spring that I took out of there. You can tell it's pretty small where I have huge fingers. So, and then let me show you what I did over here. I just took and I put a bend, put a bend in that spring. So now I can feel tension on that for the governor. So right now, the way it is, like whoops, hold on. That blade is laying like this when the motor starts, should create a wind that blows on that vane, which will take and push the vane away. When the vane goes out, because it has the mechanical advantage, that point is right here, that vane goes all the way over to here, and then there's just that little arm right down to here. And so as it starts to rev way up, this will move back, closing down the throttle. Then if when it goes real fast, that leans on it. As the motor slows down, like you're getting into deep grass, that will take and allow that governor to move again and then bring the RPMs back up. You follow me? So on startup, it's close. It's close to the flywheel. When it starts, it moves away, and then if you get into deep grass, it goes back like this, which opens the throttle down here. So this might not be correct, but I did leave, if I need to put more tension on it by moving this, I can put more tension on the spring and build up the RPMs that way. So, all right, let's drop it on the ground and see if we can't get it to leak off. Then put you back on the tripod. Okay. Just have not tried to start it yet. Let's just do this. See what happens. Who knows what kind of gremlins are in here? I heard the starter grabbing up inside that starter cup. Might have to check that out. Well, some of those problems could be because of the bolts that they use to hold the starter on. Plus orientation of it all. We'll check it out. It's really not too bad on the RPMs. I don't have a tack, but maybe I'll take and I'll put a little bit more slack into that that spring up there so he gets a little bit more manipulation on it. But other than that, this is a kind of a, what do you call it? Like if you were a student working on small engines, this thing has a whole bunch of things wrong with it. It was missing the O-ring and everything to where it attaches to that intake manifold. The diaphragm was destroyed underneath a brand new carburetor. It was dirty inside. We had to clean that. I never even screwed the spark plug in. The blade was in upside down. This is not correct. I think I'm just going to move this over, take these out, but then put some rivets in it. I don't think you guys care about that too much, but yeah, it's a runner. I don't see many mowers. It's all dirt and rocks down here. This is for a landscaper. And at the price of used mowers, it was probably worth the $75 that he just put into this. Spark plug, oil change, air filter is still decent. Labor, all the parts, the new governor. I know that he did the carburetor, whatever. So he probably sunk, I don't know, $7,500 into this thing, but now he's got a mower. Anyways, guys, it's been a minute. Sorry about that. I just been real busy doing remodels and other stuff. All is well, so don't worry, and perhaps we'll get a couple more of these done here soon. This one might be fun. This is what do you call it? Husqvarna K770, and they put a hole in the gas tank, so I have to pull everything and put the new frame, the whole rear handle on it to do that. So maybe we'll film that one. I don't know. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Leave a comment. Yes, I missed you too. So we'll talk at you later. That's it. There's Jax. Say bye, baby boy. That's it. We're done. We're out.